Welcome back, Maurice here, and today we have episode 4, State of Decay 2, and there's a new release. Just half an hour ago, we have a patch notes. I have it downloading as we speak, and I want to go through the patch notes so we see what exactly we have here. Just a reminder, this is not a DLC, you don't have to pay anything, everyone gets the game as a casual new content. So, as I said, let's jump right to it. This is the day when it's coming out. If you are watching this video, then the release is already there and you can start downloading the update right away. So, first things first, there is more than just two additional difficulty modes. Now, well, we knew already before that Dread Zone and Nightmare, those are additional difficulties, but I found something for myself as well, which is a bit separate. So yeah, idea is simple. You can still play the normal as the game so far, how it was. Then there's additional for experienced State of Decay 2 players, and then for extreme and the players who like to be punished, yeah, this is the Nightmare. So let's go through the patch notes and see what we have here. So in simple words, normal mode is normal, Dread Zone is middle something, and then the hardcore, the difficulty goes up. And what is important is yeah, the legacy boons, they are, you can unlock them only for existing difficulty and lower. For example, you can't go straight to the Dread Zone or Nightmare and have your legacy boons. You have to play through, win those boons again, and then you can use them. Or you can go straight to the hardest, the Nightmare mode, and then if you unlock, then you can use the boons in Dread Zone because it's a bit easier. So simple as that. So yeah, let's go through. Yeah, bold items are specifically required from community, so that's what we wanted basically. So yeah, the legacy boons I explained, you can use in Dread Zone whenever you unlock in Dread Zone or Nightmare Zone, so either that or higher. And if you start yeah, your existing community in switch to this difficulty, it will be disabled. Those boons will be just automatically gone. Just keep that in mind. So for communities, what we have here, morale is lower by default. That's cool because there's additional temporary morale boost bonuses. Then threat level is elevated, making sieges on your base more frequent and more dangerous. That's something we left quite some time because sometimes those sieges are ridiculous, where 3 zombies come in and there's like, what the hell is this? Alright, some facilities cost more to build and use. Okay, will be interesting to see to use, because I assume what are the facilities that consume something. That's generator, that's still, that, yeah, will be interesting to see. The cost, okay, fine, it costs more, it's good, all good. Some radio commands cost more influence and have more cooldowns between uses. Yeah, that's something it was quite funny before. You could call and before you even realize, you can call again the same food and medical packages drops, like they were too often you could use them. Not anymore in Dread Zone. Zombies, okay, let's see what we have for zombies. Zombies and freaks are more numerous, okay. Hordes are larger and frequent, and some of them wear armor, cool. Zombies attack more damage and cause more injuries, so there are more and they're more lethal. Zombies are no longer visible on minimap unless you activate character with scouting skills, so that's something totally new. You can expect on your minimap everything gone until you get someone who has scouting skill. So that will be something quite a big impact. And yeah, the numerous zombies we kinda knew already. They will increase the numbers because, as you can see, this is required by community. We wanted this. Alright, let's move on. Zombies can hear your gunshots from further away. Okay, zombies will spend longer chasing before losing interest, so okay, they're kinda smarter a little bit. Zombies no longer have the attention drawn to noisemakers if they have already spotted a human. So this just had my head blown up. which means the tactic that you run in Plague Heart, just drop some firecracker on the ground and just start shooting, it doesn't apply anymore. Now the strategy for distractions should be something, well, interesting. I'm interested now also, just we need to test if I can throw firecracker in the house so they don't see me, the attention is taken away, and then whenever the firecracker is starting to wear out, I drop another one. If they see me in between, or how that works, that's something interesting, but this is really important point. I assume there will be a lot of streamers and guys, gamers who run in the game, put the firecracker down and nothing happens. They just purely ignore it if they've seen the human player before. That's something cool. All right, let's see. Move on. There's a lot of things to cover, so be patient. Blood Plague is more infectious and kill you faster, so you get it faster and it kill you faster, so the timer is really like you will have this urgency to get rid of any blood plague on your blood infection on your people as well. Plague hearts are harder to kill and drop more rewards, so that's something interesting. More rewards, I think it's not only, well, they mentioned it's not only plague samples, there will be some cool items to loot from them as well. Plague hordes are much larger and plague juggernauts are on the loose, so yes, we have blood juggies as well. Awesome. The fumes from damaged plague hearts cause blood plague, so melee option for blood heart killing is also something you need to be aware of. It will cause your character to get infected. As you can see, this is also, those points are requested by us, so cool. Hostile enemies, finally. Hostile NPCs are more alert and aggressive. Cool. They do more damage on their attack. Cool. And they can survive headshots or two before dying. Awesome. Because so far those NPCs were just pure nothing. Just if you have this aim snapping, just snap kill, snap kill, snap kill, done. At least we'll see. This is something cool. Alright, scavenging. And keep in mind, we are now checking only what's on red zone, so the middle difficulty. Scavenging. There are fewer resources and items to be found on the world, so it's not like you can go anywhere, everywhere, and there will be loot, 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 loot. This is something cool. Some of the cities, sites on each map has been completely looted before you even get there. This is actually... Yes, why the hell? That's zombie apocalypse. Everyone is gathering items and the same NPCs. So there is no wonder if you come on some site and there's everything already looted. Someone been there. Yes, we are not the only ones survivors. So awesome, awesome addition to this apocalypse. Alright, there are fewer vehicles on a map, and the vehicles you do find are more likely to be damaged or low on fuel. That was somehow interesting because I usually tend to find a totally wrecked car, so that's fine. So basically now every of those cars will be exploded, it seems like. And this is my least favorite point. I was like, what? Like, seriously? Okay, let me read it out. Collisions and zombie attacks do more damages to vehicles. Just let me quickly give you a quick flashback to Undead trial tournaments. I was going to write them Undead Labs and kindly asking explanation why, if I have car which is metal, like metal, and if I smash into Juggernaut, okay, it's Juggernaut, it's big fluffy piece of meat, why my car gets destroyed and that piece of meat is just walking about jiggling like a jolly? And now they are increasing it even more. So that for me, this is the only point I have problem with, because it doesn't make any sense. I understand that the casual zombies, you can't just go through, smash thousands of zombies and your car is fine. No, that's not what I'm asking for. But particularly against juggernauts, the car is something. Even if you have a huge snow plower in front, you still... metal smashes the piece of meat, and then it goes bad. That's just my issue, because in other trials basically I lost because I scratched a little bit Juggernaut and my card just, okay, I'm done, I'm out. So okay, enough of that. We'll see how it goes in a game. And okay, moving on, next step is Nightmare Zone. So this is the hardest, like people who enjoy the pain. So for us Russians, it's a casual Tuesday. Nightmare Zones has everything that we just read above, all those limitations and inclusions and everything, plus, so there's additional things. As I said, like I explained, legacy boons you must earn before you can use them. In Nightmare, it's the hardest, so you have to play in Nightmare, unlock boons, and then you can use them in Nightmare. There's no other way. And if you start, legacy boons, you start in Standard Zone or Dread Zone will be disabled if you move to the Nightmare. Right? That was explained for communities. Community members consume more food daily. If I recall from the stream on the labs, people will eat not 1 food per day, but 1.5. That's by default. Let's get to the numbers. So that will be interesting. They're more hungry, apparently. Standing and experience gains are reduced. I will just mention before going into game and testing myself out how it's balanced. Usually in the games, when you tune up the difficulty, you also get some kind of benefit. It's not like just, alright, I want to be punished. It's either better loot, either better experience rate, or something better. And you know, in our case, it's like it's harder and we reduce your experience. So that's I was like, yeah, let me see how it goes, because it never was a big issue to get experience up, but we'll see how it will be now. Also, thing to mention, standing and experience gains was not mentioned in Dread Zone. So in Dread Zone, it seems like they are not changed. It is only on hardest. The same for the food. Okay, and the last point here under communities, facilities cost more to build and to use. If we follow the same logic what was above, Nightmare Zone have all the same, so it costs even more and it uses even more. So I'm afraid some of the facilities will be just totally useless because the amount of consumables will be too crazy. Just my piece of thought. Alright, zombies. For zombies we have 2 more points coming from my apologies, from community, what we wanted. Zombies are even more likely to inflict injuries. Okay, that was I think the same, and there are significantly more freaks and hordes in the world. So yes, we wanted that. Zombies have extremely long memory where the noises came from. Zombies that can't reach you draw more zombies to investigate. Screamers draw more zombies when they scream. And the last one is the best one. Bloaters, screamers and ferals tend to travel in packs. So they are not only the single ones, they come in travel around the pack. In a stream we saw the pack is considered, I think, 3. So 3 ferals or 3 screamers or 3 bloaters, they are now moving in packs, which will be exciting as hell. I hate ferals like in general, and now they come in packs, so that will be, yeah, it will be interesting. And that's about the zombies. Let's move on. We have Blood Plague. Now it's even more virulent. Plague hearts are more abundant. And that's interesting because there's no percentage or anything, as you can see from none of those. We don't get exact amount. We need to get jump right in the game and see how exactly it is. Like they feel it out. It's not like 10%, 20%, maybe 2 times more. No one knows. Well, Undead Lab guys knows, but they thought, yeah, just go and check yourself out, which is awesome. All right, hostile humans. We already had an upgrade for Dread Zone. Let's see. Hostile NPCs do even more damage, and they take even more headshots before dying, and they have chance to headshot a player, bringing them near death. So that will be something interesting. Okay, they are more damage, they do more damage, and they will do some awesome stuff. It's all good, but I was curious about the headshot. Can you avoid it somehow? How that is calculated, or just this is just pure, I don't know, 10% headshot ratio, and whenever they shoot at you, you will have the chance to get a bullet in the head? It will be interesting how to see, but I expect some really hard resistance against NPC enclaves. Alright, scavenging. There are even fewer resources and items to be found out in the world. Many of the sites on each map have been completely looted before you can even get there. Vehicles are rarer and tend to show up broke down and out of gas, and guns are more likely to break and jam. Okay, for the guns I already had a problem. I hated them so far because they tend to break down quite quickly, in my opinion. Of course, there's skills against that, but still, it's interesting how it seems it's really punishing. I'm most worried about the packs. The feral packs, I think, will be the most problematic thing in this part. But okay, there's upsides, and now we are moving to actually my favorite part. Achievements. There are 16 new achievements. That's all good. Collectively worth 275 game score. That's all good. No, that's not what I like. I like also, even if they are new content coming out, Undead Labs are such awesome guys and girls, they have also general updates, and despite the content, even if you are not changing anything, you still get news. How awesome is that? Even if you are new player or you don't want to tune up this difficulty, there's still something for you. How awesomely cool is that? Alright, this is the last part. Let's go through what we have here. They still work on improvements and feedbacks and what we have in general updates. New interface for managing your legacy survivors. When you add new legacy character to the pool, you get to decide who stays and who goes. So legacy survivors are whenever you finish the storyline. There are 4 storylines in a game. Your characters that you finish with have fully upgraded, well cured and everything, so you can play with them again in the next playthrough. So now you can choose actually whenever they are saved after the playthrough. Whenever you add, you can choose if you want to swap out someone who wasn't that good. The new game lets you choose your map when establishing new community. So you're not randomly dropped in a map, you can pick map at the beginning. Fix the plague hearts that makes them less vulnerable to explosions, so sometimes basically glitch fix, and fix stealth skill that keeps your character from creeping around yourself without your permission. Okay, another bug fix and change that allows your inactive character to heal while you are in client of multiplayer. So the thing is, whenever you jump in a multiplayer and you have a long play session, your character gets bored and most likely gets some injuries or something. So when you swap it out, if I understand correctly, it was never... I never tested because my community was really big and I just swept out one after another, and I ended up just finishing the multiplayer. But now while you are still in multiplayer and playing, the characters in your base, if you have infirmary, they will heal up, which is awesome. So basically you can swap out 1 or 2 characters only, because the ones in your home will get rest and will get healed as well. And this is the full just the general quick notes, but before below there's full patch notes that everyone receives. So yeah, the community request is now you can manage your legacy characters. As I understand, there's a 50 character cap, and when you reach it, then you can there's a new character amount coming to your pool, you can choose who stays, who goes. So you, for every 50 plus character cap, you just instead you add new characters to the pool and manually select which to dismiss. So this is pretty cool. You have your 50, which is a lot of character pool that you can choose from, and then swap it out to improve it the best of the best. Whenever you start playing, you can pick one of those. Okay, community request. You can now select which map you can when new communities begin. Yeah, that was on the top. We fixed the player reporting the bug causing elements of the leader section interface to persist after interface was closed, so bug fix. When you complete a legacy, you can now return to the main menu rather than being prompted to immediately start a new game. This small fix, but welcome one. When you are low on particular resource, rucksacks containing that resource will pulse to draw attention to themselves. This is something new. We have pulsing items that we can loot from, but this is something new. Either that's a new color or something. It's interesting how they pulse, but interesting addition. Notifications for positive events like influence rewards are now flashier and easier to notice. We'll see how it looks like. It's also interesting. Community management. Community request. New Red Talent recruits no longer receive the backpack good example hero bonus because it's kind of pathetic compared to unique Red Talent one. So just removing some redundant bonus. Your follower is now treated as high priority character by the population management system and will no longer wink out of the existence when you approach base full of people. This is something I read like 3 times and tried to understand which glitch is this. I had this, well, I think everyone had a glitch where your companion suddenly disappears, but just visually, because it counts as you have a companion. You can't pick another component because it says you already have one, but you just don't see it. So I guess that's the one. That's my wild guess. We improved the camera behavior by switching the characters between the base to prevent from getting stuck or broken state. So basically bug fix. Characters now leave stealth while being cured of blood plague to avoid some rare disasters. So that's there. Stacking experience penalties can no longer reduce character experience rate below 25%. So 25% is the lowest they can go. Infirmary now displays the correct rate of meds used when treating blood plague. Again, it should be there already, but that was a bug, so now it's fixed. Gameplay request. Sneaking with the stealth no longer causes involuntary movement. Cool. We improved how characters held some firearms. Cool. Cleo weapons now award the correct experience types for improving fighting specializations like striking or swordplay, which is again bug fix. Your character now remembers the state of flashlight if they get in and out of the car, which is cool. So yeah, if light was on, it will be on. You can now break or open the rucksack in your back while searching the container. Small update, still cool. Zombies. Ambient zombies now actively avoid entering the safe zone around the player base, enclave bases, outposts, and another secured sites, which was always bugging me a lot. You have this safe zone, kinda, and they totally ignored it. They just walked right into it. I was like, what is this safe zone if it's not the safe zone? But apparently we'll see how it goes. It is a bit fixed there, and they will still chase you inside if you draw attention and run inside. This is not like a invisible wall, but yeah, it works as it should, hopefully. Play cards now drop more loot in addition to usual plague samples. Let's not think too hard about how these items got there. So that's what I mentioned up in difficulties as well. I expect in normal game, when you kill a blood plague, it will drop blood plague samples, and also some items. And in difficulties, those items will be in greater numbers or in greater quality. So blood plagues seems to be really lootable things, something you want to go after. We fixed a rare case where you could hit a zombie with an unexploded grenade. and knock off their limbs. Okay, so bug fix. We fixed the bug making block heart too sensitive to explosions, so this is awesome. You can now expect killing a blood heart in standard zone to approximately, so this is approximately 7 soda can bombs, or 4 pipe bombs, or 3 frag grenades, or 2 C4 charges, which is great. We have at least number how it should work, so they specifically mentioned this standard zone, which means in Dread Zone and Nightmare, of course, those numbers will go up. Alright, radio commands. The items that trigger the sniper support radio command now can be used from within vehicle. Cool. Blood Plague Assistance Supply Drop now contains the intended 2 rucksacks instead of 1, and Roadside Assistance Supply Drop now contain multiple toolkits and gas cans instead of only 1 of each, which is basically boost a little bit. For multiplayer, as we read in the top, inactive characters in client's community now heal at the same rate as the host inactive characters. Oh, it means my character, even if it's my base, it will heal up at host's rate. Cool. Okay, but still I can get a heal, which is awesome. This should keep you going during long co-op games, as I mentioned in the beginning. So depending on the host's facility, the healing can affect health loss, trauma and injuries. So it is based on your host infirmary, not your base. No one cares what you have in your base. Now you are in your host, you're in co-play. That base, that facility is what matters. And we reduced instances where the client driving car could be tethered to the host, then arrived in middle of the obstacle and immediately explode, which was kind of bad thing that happened to me a lot, and I think everyone else. So we expect it to happen less, which is amazing. For the missions community request, we fixed a player reported bug where the sniper rifle in one of the Eagle Eye mission was arriving with one of more rounds in its magazine could hold. So a little bug, but still fixed. And fixed a bug that was causing blotter death not to be counted properly for some mission objectives. I think I have had it as well. Awesome. Another bug fix. They are welcome. Other stuff, they have even more. How crazy are those undead lab people? Alright, community request, we fixed the terrain and geometry in various places, including some called out by players to prevent folks from unexpectedly crashing vehicles or getting stuck. Awesome! Awesome, they are still improving the same huge world we have. We fixed the number of instances where your character could fall through the world. We made some improvements to hostile human AI, particularly around their base. So this is something at the bottom of the patch notes, but still impacts the normal gameplay. Even if they can be killed with one shot in the head, as before, if you are speaking about the casual difficulty, they still will act a little bit better and improved. So expect some resistance improvements as well, even if you're not tuning up your difficulty. We made some further improvements to multiplayer stability. Awesome! You look at this crazy awesome patch notes, what we have, and all what I just read at the bottom. This is half of the patch notes is just for everyone, even if you are not tuning up the difficulty. And the difficulty, this is something for more seasoned players, and it will be awesome to watch. I just noticed my downloader just finished installing. Just last points on the patch. It was 9.70 something gigabytes, almost 10 gigabytes big on PC. So expect some heavy download and install afterwards. So, but whenever you install it, jump into the game and let me down in the comment section what you think about those changes, what you think about those upgrades. A lot of they implemented how many points we requested, we as a community we wanted. It's basically half of the update that came out is what we wanted. Which other game can you ask something like, guys, can you put in there? And Undead Labs is just like, alright, we will put it there. You asked, and we are here for you guys. This is just awesome game, and these developers, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, I can't thank them enough for creating such an awesome game and supporting up to this point, which is almost a year around, and they are still working and still giving out free things. Great. Alright guys, this is it. Patch notes for State of Decay 2. Choose your own apocalypse. Let's choose it, and we will meet in next video. Thank you for watching. If you want to, you can click like, share, support me in any way, or just watch the video. That's all fine, because this is for you. Alright, cheers, bye, and we'll meet in next videos.